Hello everybody, today we're looking at the WinPE DISM Manager by IT Command, WDM for short. It's a tool that allows you to create and manage Windows pre-installation environment images using DISM, which is a Windows tool. You don't really have to know what that means, it's a bunch of gibberish, I know, but you'll kind of understand it more later on. Basically, it allows you to create and manage WinPE images. If you don't know what WinPE is, I recommend looking into it and then coming back to this video. It's a really cool and powerful program that lets you, well, not program, but tool, that lets you basically boot into a small portable version of Windows and kind of do whatever you want to a system. Whether it's recovering files without booting the system, you can even create backdoors and stuff, or add in a command prompt window that's administrator access that you can access anywhere in order to do whatever, change usernames, etc. None of that's important. This is about a tool that lets you create and manage those. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to open up that file right here. Alright, so this is the file we'll be using right here. This is what you'll be downloading from GitHub. So I'm just going to run this. It requires administrator access just because of the tool that it uses, the Windows tool. That's all command line based, requires it. So this is the main thing right here. This is the actual window. It's all a text interface type of thing. So right off the bat, you'd probably be using, where is it? Create WinPE drive right here, which is option number 9. So what you do is you'd insert a flash drive that's blank, or that you don't mind losing everything on, and it'll create a drive. And this drive is what you would boot off of on a different computer. Again, if you don't really know what WinPE is, it's going to be pretty confusing, and I recommend you research it and kind of learn more about it. But I already have one created, and for the example purposes, I'm just going to plug that in right here and mount it so we can kind of see what it does. So basically, when you first create it, you'll see that it looks like this. This is what the drive looks like. It's nothing that you can edit or anything. It's just this is what the computer sees and boots off of. The idea behind this tool allows you to mount it and stuff. So let's mount from the drive right now. I've already inserted it, and it automatically detects that this one is a WinPE drive, so it's gonna ask if you want to use that. So we're gonna say yes. It's gonna go through mounting it for us. Takes a second, but it's pretty quick. And mounting basically is the same thing as mounting CDs or anything like that. If you've ever done that before, it puts it on your computer so you can edit it. So now it's mounted. You can see it says it's mounted right there. It says when it was mounted, so you can kind of keep track of that and where it's mounted. And right now, option 5 right there, where you can just open it up directly. Awesome. So this is the folder where it's mounted, and mount. And you can see it looks a little bit like a Windows root directory. And it very much is. It's basically a very trimmed down version of Windows. You can see it has a Windows folder, has a System32 folder, everything like that, program files, everything. Of course, you can't just put any old program on that. It's still basic. It's still the basic WinPE environment, which is what the installer uses, basically. But it makes it super easy to just mount it up and add files on there, whatever you want to do, type of thing. Now, there's a couple options that are unique to this tool that you wouldn't find within the command line. A lot of the options on here you can do through the command line. It's just, you have to remember all the commands and stuff and type everything in, so it just kind of manages everything for you. The first thing that's a really great and useful feature is the backup manager. So if we press 6 and go into there, it allows you to basically back up whatever you have on your WinPE drive, so that way if you want to make changes and you're not sure if it's going to mess with it, it's going to work, etc., you can easily go back to it later on. So what we're going to do is create a new backup right now, and it's going to back up off of this drive that we've mounted. Obviously won't work if you haven't mounted the drive yet. It's going to begin the backup. This should be pretty quick because I've made a backup before, and it only backs up changes. It doesn't do anything to the that hasn't changed, which of course is useful because it doesn't have to write a ton of data. But the first time you back up, it will take a while. Just know that it'll take a good 5-10 minutes to do that. You can restore from backup just as easily by pressing 2, and it will do that. And then you can also set automatic backup to be on, so that every single time that you mount up the drive, or unmount the drive, actually, it's when you unmount, it'll save a backup. So it just makes it easier to get back from there later on. We're going to leave that off for now. There's also some other settings in here. This is the sounds on finish. I think you've actually heard it a couple times during this video. It plays the default Windows sound. You can turn that on and off. This is for repairing the ADK, which is the software that includes the tools that we're using for this. It will walk you through installing it if you don't already have it when you first set it up. And I'll download it for you. But this allows you to repair it or uninstall, etc. This lets you. These are both different things that if something goes wrong, you might want to do that. I'll kind of go through that more later. And number 6, that's actually kind of a cool thing. Let me just tell you about this. So we can also root. We can mount from the C drive. This is not just another version of WinPE. This is the base version that it creates that you copy onto a drive, basically. So what this lets you do is edit the version that when you create a new drive, gets put on there. So if you have a program you always use or a file you always use or something, you can just put it on that root version, and whenever you create a new drive, it'll automatically copy it over. Same thing for any settings, whatever you want to do. So that's really an awesome feature. There's a few different unmount options. Unmount basically means taking it off your computer and putting it on the drive, or if you choose to discard, to not put it on your drive. Again, if you know WinPE, you'll probably understand this already. But we're just gonna unmount right now. And the cool thing it does is it tells you if you added or removed any files. It doesn't show you changes to files or folders, but it will tell you if you added, removed, renamed, anything like that. So you can kind of be like, oh yeah, this is what I've done, and you can be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, or let me go fix that, or whatever. Before you actually go continue the unmount. So we're just gonna hit yes for now. Maybe a few seconds to cancel. And there you go, it's gonna go through the same basic idea as when it mounts it. It saves it, that's pretty quick, and then it's just removing the files from your computer. Now, of course, I actually have it open right now, still. I have some of that WinPE mount right here open. So what you're gonna see is it's gonna say that it was unsuccessful. Most of the files are gone, it's just the folders that lead to where you are right now are still there. There actually isn't anything right there, but just can detect that something kind of went wrong. So the directory could not be completely mounted. This usually is due to an application that's still open, blah, 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 blah. So basically, it handles this for you. So if you hit no, it'll go to cleanup. Hit yes. So what this will do is you can back out anything, and you can basically, it'll just check everything, make sure everything's good, check stale files, and it just means that way you can easily manage the next drive later. Beforehand, you had to, again, that was another command you had to know and stuff. And even if you hit no and you wanted to close out of that, you can still clean up later on by doing launch cleanup right there. Same basic idea. Now you'll remember I talked about how you can edit that C drive version. Now the funny thing is it's easy to mess that up, just like it's easy to mess up an actual WinPE image. So of course you're going to want an option to reset it. This button right here will do that for you. So if you change something, this will go back to the default Windows version that you would get when you first installed the ADK system and stuff. It's going to go back to how Microsoft first has it, no extra files, anything like that. So that way you can kind of recover that and start creating new drives again. That's pretty much everything in here. Pretty simple settings menu, just a few different options. Now let's talk about, there's also the option that allows you to create an ISO file. It's not exactly easy to mount, to boot off of an ISO. You can put it in a USB drive, but it doesn't work quite the same as like a Linux ISO would. But it's still great as a backup, or a way to send a copy of WinPE to someone. So there's a few different ways you can just create a basic ISO version. You can copy your USB drive over to ISO. Those are the two options that let you manage ISO files, which is the same thing that Linux operating systems would have, that type of thing. Kind of designed for a CD or something like that. But yeah, that's basically the whole idea behind this whole system right here. It tells you everything about the last time you've mounted and everything. It's pretty intuitive. It really walks you through everything. Like I can just bring you through the create new drive menu right now. So yeah, it just says everything's ready. It's all good. So you just basically type in the letter that you want, that type of thing, and it'll automatically manage everything. It's a pretty simple system. So if you want this tool for yourself, there's a couple of different ways you can get it. First way is by going to program.itcommand.net, actually. New URL for it. But don't forget to download. This is my website for programs. It should be in here. Yeah, right here. It has an installer for it, but this installer really just grabs it from the GitHub page. So you can also just get it directly from github.com if you want. It's github.com/itcmd/DISM manager. That's the URL right here. I'll add it in the description of this video as well. You can go there, gives you the basic rundown of it as well, and you can always get the latest version right here. It lists the different features and everything, the different virus total things, all that stuff. Everything like that. So yeah, this is the basic area where you're going to see anything. If you find any bugs, I really ask that you go into GitHub, go into issues, and just let me know about it. I do try and fix bugs really quickly. Once in a while, they do sneak through, so just let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you next time for my next video. Y'all have a great day.